Tell us a bit about yourself and Gray Fox Games.
Sure. I'll start with myself first. Hi, my name's Alex. I'm the Chief Noisemaker with Gray Fox Games is my job. That's my job title, Chief Noisemaker, which basically means I'm their marketing guy, I'm the guy who works on their website, and I'm the guy who helps coordinate stuff at conventions, which is where I met you not too long ago at Origins. Gray Fox Games is a publisher that was started a few years back, originally in Florida, and then moved to St. Louis, Missouri a couple of years ago. And we're best known for our games Champions of Midgard and Deception Murder in Hong Kong. Those would be the two big titles.
You just launched Social Sloth Games. Tell me a bit about them.
Sure. So we put out a game last year called Harvest Steps. And actually, I think I might have a box right here. Hang on one second. Right. There we go. It's this game right here. And it's a game where you're trying to plant vegetables and feed your pet pig, Pip. And it was a game we realized that a lot of our audience who knew us from Champions of Midgard or knew us from Deception, it was a little bit lighter of a game than they might have expected from us. It wasn't the kind of game that we were known for putting out. It was a little more casual, a little more family-friendly, a little more kid-friendly. And we realized we had a lot of great designs that were getting pitched our way that we'd already signed that fit that bill too. And so we decided if we launched a separate company, kind of an imprint or a different brand, we could put out other games that we think would be a better fit. So that's how we came up with Social Sloth Games. And our first game in that series is Creatures and Cupcakes, which is a game where you're trying to get your creatures to the center of the board by drawing cupcakes out of a bag. And we've got a lot of other ones coming down the line too, including Gem Hands and Zoned Out. But we're hoping it'll be another way for us to reach even more fans with our games.
As the Cardboard Kid, I introduce modern games to families and non-gamers who might feel like all the bits might be a bit overwhelming. How do publishers promote games differently to gamers with no experience?
That's a good question, and it's something we're learning how to do because primarily as a company, it hasn't been something we've been very good at doing in the past. But I think the key is a lot of times when you're teaching someone a game, you might say, oh, this is a lot like, Deception Murder in Hong Kong, we say. This game's a lot like Clue. Or Champions of Midgard will say, it's a lot like Lords of Waterdeep. But there's a lot of people who don't quite necessarily know what that means yet, right? They might be very new to games. They might not have been exposed to a Settlers of Catan even or something like that. And so I think what you try and do is you explain it in the simplest possible terms. For instance, for Harvest Dice, I'd say, this is a game where you're planting veggies and feeding your pig. And whoever can do that the best is going to be the winner. But when you have a game with a lot of simple rules or simple rule sets or maybe a colorful theme that helps people really get into it, for instance, this one's about farming. And it has a pig, and it has tomatoes, and it has lettuce. And those are things a lot of people are really familiar with. So it's something they can relate to a little easier than, say, I'm a Viking sailing across the sea. I'm going to beat up a lot of monsters. I'm going to fight the Jormungandr, a big serpent, or something like that. If you have a game with a simple theme that people can connect to, hopefully it helps them appreciate and learn the game a little better.
Why do you think families and kids should play board games?
I think in this day and age, when so many people are so well connected, right, on the internet or on their cell phones, games are a perfect way to bridge that gap, to sit down in person, no screens, and just connect and play face-to-face. And I think there are a few things that do that as well. Just the other day, I was playing a game called The Mind. Have you played The Mind yet?
No.
That's a fun game, and it's nominated for the Scooby Yard this year. But it's a game that's all about you can't talk, and all you do is connect. And you have to try and play the cards in order, and you're sort of moving forward and moving back. And there's this real connection that you can't get just about any other way. You don't get it from online games. You don't get it from a cell phone conversation or something like that. It's a way to really bond and come together and bridge the generation gaps.
Before we go, are there any other upcoming games you are allowed to talk about?
Ooh, got a couple I can talk about. We have a game coming out at Essen this year called City of Gears. And it's a game where there's this big city that's gone undiscovered. And there are, you have robots that you're sending out into the city to uncover the tiles and flip them over. Every city's going to be unique. You play with 9 tiles each game, and there's 21 that come in the box. So you never know what exactly you're going to find. That game's going to be out probably in late October, early November is when you can find that game. We have a samurai fighting game called Bushido, which we think is going to be a lot of fun. And then we have a game called Zoned Out, which is in social sloth games. And it's a game where you're building a city using these little square tile cards. And you're going to try and build the city. You're all building the same city, but you're going to try and build it the best. And if you can do that, you're going to win the game. We're excited about that one. And then one last one. It's a game called Gem Hands, where you're playing as chickens who like to eat jewelry. There's gems scattered all over the yard, and they're going to try and peck and pick up emeralds and rubies and diamonds and try and build them into a beautiful Fabergé egg, into a beautiful egg. And that's also a social sloth game, and we're very excited about that one too. Those are some of the games we have coming up.
Thanks so much for talking with me tonight.
Thank you. You do an awesome job.
No problem.